Higdon Outdoors Television is brought to you by HEVI-SHOT, the industry leader in performance shot shell ammunition. Tetra, hear the hunt. Eukanuba, the official dog food of Higdon Outdoors. Momarsh, hunt hard, hide easy.
So guys, we're out here actually in the corn slash millet slash milo field that you actually don't see on TV much. The timber hole where you see most of the hunting is actually just right over here to my left, and this is kind of our own little refuge that we built. It's normally corn, but due to the 9.5 or 10 months of flooding and the late planting season, we've got a little bit of everything out here because we weren't quite sure what was gonna make and what wasn't.
So we've got 12 acres here, 3 acres up in the timber. We ended up going with 6 acres of corn out here and about 6 acres of a milo millet mix. I love the variety for the birds, right? You know, having that high energy corn and more of a warm weather millet and milo mix. It's
absolutely.
Really nice.
Here in Ballard County, flooded corn is king. That's what everybody says. They see it all over the place. We don't know, I'm just making an assumption that something that looks a little physically different will hopefully set us apart in a positive way and actually help us kill and roost more birds here. So we'll see. We rolled the dice and the gambles worked out pretty well. We just have to hold on for about another month before the first frost hits and go from there.
Man, this really has been a struggle. We've been fighting these problems caused by having too much water and getting a late start planting our crops. It has been such a tough season. In fact, we may be one of the only farms in Ballard County to have corn at all this year. This whole year has been a race against time to quickly get the water back in here for the crops. And the warthog has been a lifesaver getting the water where it needs to go. And we're letting that water run down the rows, kind of gravity push it down into the field, and it is in one day flooded all, 12 acres, just kind of come down all the way to that culvert at the other end. So it's working.
The little corns are happy and everything is growing, man. And honestly, it's cheap to run. This thing will run for 15 hours on 5 gallons of gas.
Yep.
Regular gas station gas. And man, look what it's doing. So you figure for the cost of the pump and 5 gallons of gas for 15 hours, it's doing some serious work.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
All right, Max. Ready, bub? Somebody's excited.
Am I ready? Some would say I was born ready, but
let's go.
You know, it's a tough situation to be in, but as a duck hunter, it's just part of the game. We put all this preseason work into preparing for opening day, and here we are with 20 days left of our duck season, and we're right back where we started, in the same predicament we were in last year, too much water. And really, you know, here at the Higdon farm, the point of no return, when you're coming up the road in a truck, it's 45 feet. If it gets over that, your truck might not be in a good position. So right now the river's at 44 feet and it's coming up. So this may be our last day here hunting the Higdon farm as we know it. But like I said, it's just part of the game and it's what we have to deal with as duck hunters.
looking mighty fine in them Tetras, boy. Man, we're just checking out the arsenal down here at the farm. We got a lot of different options today. We got swimmers, we got pulsators, we got flashers, we got crazy kickers. It's like Candyland.
Last game of the year, can't hold anything back.
Hey, say that in that Louisiana Raging Cajun. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna get them. Go Tigers. Is we'll have fun and we have a lot of stuff to throw at them. More decoys than I ever seen, even in the warehouse. This is crazy. And Higdon decoys are extremely durable.
Well, we can't have anything nice.
So it's not ideal. We're gonna make the best of it. Hopefully it's not the end of our season, but if we can boat or swim our way back in here, you'll know where to find us. On the front right. Get ready.
Get him, guys. Max.
Good.
Good shooting, gentlemen.
He took a licking, man.
Well, he did it right. Right down in here, big orange feet down, trying to ski on the water. First retrieve with the VersaVest. Here. Drop. Had a dog. Good boy. That's what we came for. Number one.
Carpenter. Chef. Coach. As a duck hunter, you play a lot of roles. And it's all for this one moment. This moment, right here. Higdon Outdoors, bringing ducks close and hunters closer together.
Wood ducks on the right.
We lost the two. A little bit of sun would have gone a long way with those ducks.
Hey, man, if they
Oh,
keep
no.
flying.
Oh shoot.
Hey, man. Keep a licking until they stop ticking.
Poor Max, he's sitting here all patient, just wants to do
I
his
didn't
thing.
know what to think about that. All right.
Too excited. Get ready on the right. Get him, guys. Get him. Max.
Hey, good job, guys. Look how red that bird's legs are. Those are legitimately red. Big old northern bird. That's so cool. Really red, really, really red. He's been cold. Look at that single, look at that single, look at that single.
Right top. Front left, front left, front left. Get ready. Coming from the front right, y'all get ready. Get ready. Come on down here. Here we go. Y'all get ready. Front left. Get him. Get him.
Well, heavy X for you.
Man, I love when they do that. Woo-hoo-hoo! Just riding the line. Well, you know, it's a tough day. Duck season at the Higdon farm, as we know it with normal water levels, is ending. So it was a good hunt. You know, there wasn't a whole bunch of birds, but the birds that flew did it right. They got real nice and tight in the hole here, and it was a great hunt. We had a great time with some great folks, such as, you know, Ben Higdon's always a pleasure, of course, Bo Brooks. It was fun, you know. Hunting is so diverse, and there's things that are always changing. A wise man said, always just try to stay one step behind Mother Nature, and that's the best you can do. Well, you know, weather's not necessarily participating in what we would call great waterfowl conditions, but the backwater's coming up. We got to get out. So we're picking up a bunch of decoys. We're going to wait and see what this river does. Hopefully not let all of our decoys get downriver. That's why we're picking them up. And when the backwater gets up, maybe we'll get to come back out here and hunt deep water conditions and hunt some backwater. So as you know it, you know, we're not necessarily done with duck season, but the grind continues. And for now, we're going to call a few audibles, pick up some decoys, find some ducks at a later date. Thanks.
Inside every dog is something extraordinary, waiting to be unleashed. For the people who recognize their potential, who coach raw ability into dogs who inspire awe. For people whose greatest achievement is the bond they've built and the stories they share. We're with you, fueling the extraordinary things your dog can do.
The old trusty steed. It's gonna be a good day.
Don't worry, guys. I got this under control, I promise.
Brooke, I don't think this is it.
That's not it.
Reverse, reverse.
Almost.
There's a lot of inertia. We got to change directions, just physics.
Is it really a boat crash if you're only doing 4 miles an hour? Well, here we are back at the Higdon farm. It's late January and we're about out of time here in the 2019-2020 duck season. All right, if you need coffee, now's the time. The Higdon farm, ever changing. The weather conditions being out here in the bottoms in Western Kentucky, when the river comes up, we get backwater. This place goes from being a nice little farm to being dang near on the river.
In other news, a bird pooped on the boat.
Early season, Ben and the guys came out here. We were using the Warthog pump to put water in all of this. You know, a few weeks ago we were hunting here, no backwater. It looked like, you know, flooded cornfield, small timber hole that we created. Now backwater's up, everything's underwater. All right, so right now we're sitting in the middle of the timber hole. Normally it's 3-4 foot deep. It's 10, so it's pretty deep. Things have changed. Definitely a different scenario. The big permanent spread that we had out early season, we've pulled it so we don't lose all the decoys in the backwater. We're running a very small decoy spread. These ducks right now, what they're doing is they're landing in openings in the trees like this, so small water holes. They're landing in here in small groups at a time, and they're swimming into the woods. So that's what we're replicating. You know, we went from running 80 dozen decoys to running more or less 2 dozen decoys and maybe a dozen or so motion.
Where's the blind at?
The blind's behind you.
I can't even, there's so many lights, I can't tell.
You know, these birds love the backwater. They're eating invertebrates, they're eating fresh food. They follow that water line there to eat fresh food. So when the backwater gets up to the Higdon farm, it's a great opportunity for us to pick up new birds just because they're traveling on that water line, and we're all definitely on the water line, if not under it. So it's gonna be great. Duck season's all about bobbing and weaving, and that's what we've done this season here at the Higdon farm. Well, it's cold, check. There's ducks around, check. Got decoys, got a dog, got some heavy shot, got some good friends, and we've got about 20 minutes till shooting time. Where else would you rather be right now? Nowhere.
Can't ask much more than this.
There we go.
I think I'll Brooke. Come on, do it. Do it.
Let's get ready. Get ready. From the front left. Watch the three through the gap. Through the gap. Through the gap. Get ready. Get ready. Get him. Like to catch that one. Max, good shooting, guys. Woo, broke the ice. And that's a tough scenario. These birds work you. Those birds worked us 7 or 8 times. We tried no calling, a lot of calling, and we tried, you know, spinners on, spinners off, bumping them on the corners. It's cloudy. It's early in the morning. There's not a lot of sunshine down in this hole. There's no wind yet, so it's really, really tough as a hunter trying to get these birds to commit in this hole, because honestly, they've got plenty of places to go. So they're very weary right now, but those messed up just enough. And it's pretty good shooting down there on that end.
Every time we let off the calling, they lifted. So like every time, whenever you hit them out far, they turned and then they finished because we didn't stop calling. But every time they'd swing out around, we'd all get quiet because we're like, oh, they're gonna be done coming. And then as soon as we stopped, it was like anti-gravity.
Here, Max, here. Good boy, good boy. I'll claim that one. 1 o'clock. Coming from the right, coming from the right. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get him, guys. Man, that bird was super weary. You talk about, he flew around 10 times over and over again and just never would really do much. And he left, came back, and I jokingly said, I'm gonna just spec call at him and see if he'll come in. I started spec calling, he locked up, came straight in. Don't know if it had anything to do with it, but I think it's just a different sound. I think we got his attention and he wanted to come see what the heck was going on. And one greenhead. Fell victim to what we had going on.
Timber spec strikes again.
Introducing the new and improved heavy metal from HEVI-SHOT. 16% more downrange knockdown power with new higher density bismuth pellets layered over corrosion-resistant steel. Try the new heavy metal today and increase your odds. Tighter patterns, longer range, clean kills. HEVI-SHOT. I didn't come this far to miss.
So here this morning we've got the Momarsh Fat Boy DP, and what's really nice about it, it's very easy to hide. We've got the boat covers on it, so it's essentially a floating layout blind. So it's very small footprint. Bo is actually going to move a few decoys. He's got Fat Boy DP. It's got the removable transom on it, and that transom is really nice because you can flip it around so you can run a small outboard, or you can run a troll motor on it. So we've got the troll motor on it now. That's just a 50-pound thrust troll motor, and it is scooting. The boat's just moving a few decoys. He can zip around there like a little jet ski and move some stuff. We don't have to worry about going get the boat or hiding the big boat right by the blind. It's a great tool, not only for what we're using it for today, but to hunt out of. These things are very, very effective to get where the birds want to be, hunt on the X. And quite frankly, it's just because the ducks can't see them. So if you hadn't seen Fat Boy DP and you're looking to hunt where the birds are, you should check it out. It's a really cool product. Right front. Right front. Get ready. Let him come. Let him come. Let him come. Get him. Weary ducks. You see them, they're looking at you, you just give them a little bit, and they, like Bo would say, carrying pumpkins. Their big old orange feet stick out. That bird was pretty tall, and he came in here one swing. Just let him do the work for us, but it was right. That a boy, Max. Fetch it up, buddy. Here. Drop. Good boy. Good boy. That's what we're after. In the gap, in the gap. Get ready. Get him. It's all a waiting game. If you wait, they will come. It's a good day to be duck hunting. Well, it was definitely a day of hunting. Wasn't necessarily the best day of hunting. We did shoot a few birds. The ones we shot did it right. You know, we shot a handful of birds, so there's not a whole lot to complain about, but typical backwater scenario. There's a lot of water, there's a lot of ducks around, but you know, it's 45 degrees. It's not very windy, it's cloudy, we've got a south wind, and these birds are happy. There's nothing that we have that they have to survive. There's plenty of food, plenty of water. The ducks are spread out. Unfortunately, today they just didn't fly. We sat in here from sunrise and now until sunset, and we haven't seen, you know, over a couple hundred ducks all day, and that's just how it goes. You know, when there's a lot of place for ducks to survive and thrive here in Backwater, especially here in Western Kentucky with all the great vegetation we have, it can make things tough as a duck hunter. But luckily for the ducks, it's a great day to be a duck. They live to fly another day, and that's what it's all about. A little bit of give and take, bob and weave. It's a day of hunting. We're happy to be here. We hope you guys enjoy it. We know a lot of you can relate to this as well. So we shot a few ducks. Life's good. We'll try again sometime another day. Hopefully you get to join us. Thanks.